All right. Hey, how's it going? My name is Jake, and I am the owner of Productions. I'm located in Lacrosse, Wisconsin. And if you're watching this, you are watching the very first vlog that I'm doing for the business. And, to be honest, there's a part of me that has felt like this is, I don't know if I'd say cheesy, but, I've seen a lot of other people, a lot of other videographers on YouTube do this. Seems to be very helpful. And I think that, it's something I'd like to do for myself, for my business. And, when I try to start any project, just in general, I try to go through, okay, what are the goals? What's the point of doing this? And really, is there a way for me to be original or, I don't know, just really make it my own? I never want to seem like I never want to do something just because other people are doing it, right? So, in this vlog, I just kind of wanted to go through why I'm starting a vlog to kind of give you a heads up if you decide to watch this and you like this one, you want to see more, or if you're watching maybe the 20th or 30th one and you want to go back from the beginning, see what the whole point of all this was. You kind of get a general idea of what I'm trying to do here. So pretty much three reasons, three main goals. So goal number one is to promote my business. Earlier this year, I found out that I'm gonna have a kid, and that really changed a lot of things. I'm sure if you have kids yourself, you probably realize that that's a big wake up call. It's a big shakeup. So I really have just dove headfirst into doing this as a business. Really since April. I mean, I've been doing this for a few years already, but this like March, April has been a real big leap forward as far as I think effort and just doing the business side of the business. I think anybody who's in this creative space and you create videos, you realize that, the video creation itself is really cool and fun, but, business isn't fun. Answering emails isn't always fun. So doing that has been the big, push this year. So that being said, that kind of leads us into this, so promotion and sales and, how do you do that for your business? And that's where, I've really taken a hard look at doing a vlog like this and social media, which I'll get to in point number three. But, ultimately that's kind of the main goal is if you're watching this vlog, you like what you see. I think the things to consider are if you like how I communicate, how my work looks, most importantly, but then you like my process and you can see yourself working with me. I think this is one of the best ways to figure that out. That's one of the things I really like about the other vlogs from different videographers or camera operators doing this is that when I watch them, I get that really good feeling of like, this is the kind of person that I would or wouldn't want to work with. And I think it's just as important to know that you don't want to work with somebody as much as you do. So, so that's kind of number one. Goal number two is to track kind of my journey through videography and building this business and to kind of learn for myself. So the second goal being to track my journey and learn from these videos. Anybody I think that spends any time on YouTube doing, any self-help research or, how do you just get better at whatever you're trying to do? You come across some sort of, book or video that talks about journaling and how that can be helpful. And just that daily recap of, oh, this is something I experienced. By doing this journal or this vlog, I'm able to then process, okay, maybe I can actually learn from this lesson rather than it goes into my head and it's just, now it's lost in all the other thoughts that I have. So that's kind of what this is. And, I think being able to show people what I do and not have this, tutorial or this, this is how you should do X, whether it's, filming or editing, stuff like that. I'm really proud of my work and, I consider myself a professional in the field, but I also realize that I've been doing it for, a little over 6 years now, and there's still a lot that I don't, I haven't encountered yet. So I, want to be careful not to come across as, somebody who's saying you should do it this way or anything like that. So if you watch this and, you have any tips, you've, been a camera operator or an editor or a videographer, in kind of my situation, please feel free to comment. I'll do my best to respond, but any tips greatly appreciated. So So yeah, so tracking the journey and just uh, yeah, I guess just sharing that and being able to reflect on this, 5, 10, 15 years later. And then the third and final reason is hopefully to give you, the viewer, or anybody who watches this, any insights into, I think, small town videography. So, like I mentioned in the beginning, I'm in Lacrosse, Wisconsin. I think the city is like 50,000 people, something like that in, the years 2024. So, um, I think the surrounding area is about 100,000 people, and we're situated between Minneapolis and Chicago, to kind of give a reference of, what kind of where I'm at, what I'm working with. So I've got roughly about 100,000 people in the immediate, let's say, 45-mile radius. So it's not a really big, it's not a big city, and it's not like at least it doesn't feel like there's, a ton of jobs just waiting to be, fulfilled. And I think it's easy to kind of get into that mindset of not wanting to be cooperative, just within the field, because you feel like everybody's, fighting for that one job. But I think that that's also untrue. And I feel like the past couple of years have been a really good lesson in really trying to work together with people, who are other videographers, photographers, and I think just learn from that situation. Big shout out to Ben with Morrison Media. What was it, 2 days or yesterday, 2 days ago? He hired me as a second videographer for a wedding, and it was a tremendous experience. He just runs such a smooth operation, and he's a really good guy to work with. He knew what he was going for. He was able to guide me, as far as kind of what he was looking for, what he was looking to get out of me for, his second videographer. So, just, stuff like that, I think is such an important lesson for somebody in a smaller town like this. And how do you kind of grow and, expand your own business, without, kind of contracting within yourself and, you know, well, just not being a cooperative person. So I don't know. I feel like that's an easy kind of route to go to, when you're first starting out. So those are kind of my three big things. I don't, when I watch a lot of these other, vlogs, or just, I think YouTubers in general who are really great, videographers, editors, that type of stuff. They a lot of times live in bigger cities, which, you know, for what it's worth, I definitely have considered many times I need to go to a bigger city to grow and expand my business. And, to a certain degree, that's probably very true. But, I do like being closer to family. And I met my wife here. I've been here for quite a few years now, and I really like this area. So trying to make a living in definitely not like a small town, like I said, 100,000 people in the surrounding area. That's, 50,000 immediately. That's like big enough. I come from a, small town, Camp Douglas. That's, I think 500, 600 people, something like that. So, maybe it's just my perspective as well. But, in a smaller, city, town, region, area like this, I think that perspective of this is how you build that business, and these are how you make connections, and I don't know, just grow as a professional. It's just different, and I think it's a different type of struggle than if you are in a bigger city. So, finding that next job, or how do you, rent equipment and put together this package for a client, because everything has to go through, Lens Rentals, or, some online company. There's not a, local rental shop nearby. How do you kind of pull that together? So, like I said, I'm not really looking to give lessons, but to my best ability, I'm gonna try to be as transparent about my process and what I do for, future jobs, and other aspects of just me doing, my work and business. So those are the three goals. That's what I'm looking to do. So that all being said, going forward, the main goal is to upload these weekly. Try to keep them, fairly short to the point. And additionally, I think maybe kind of a sub goal of this, just for me personally, is that I like my privacy, and social media, even since I was younger, it doesn't really come naturally to me. I don't enjoy being in front of the camera. I don't really like talking as much. So this is also just a way to, I think, be more comfortable in that situation in front of the camera, and to also just grow a different creative muscle that I think I've been needing for a little while now, but haven't really fully actualized or kind of put together. So that's a piece of it. So like I mentioned earlier, please feel free when you're watching a video, comment below any tips, tricks, stuff like that that you come along, or if you see something and you're like, hey, if you were to do it this way, it would save you time, money, effort, all that stuff. And I'll always do my best to keep up on comments. YouTube is where I plan to really have a social media presence and to grow this channel. So that's the goal. If I don't comment, don't take it personally. It's not something that, like I said, comes super natural to me, but I'll do my best. So that being said, I'll try to always have my contact information in the details below. So if you see this and you're like, hey, I want to hire you for a job, check out my info down below and shoot me a message. Just about anything down there works. The email. Check out my website and all that stuff. So yeah. All right, I think I've talked enough. So hopefully you like this. There's more to come. I'm excited to, share all these future jobs and thoughts coming up. And yeah, hopefully you guys get some value. So vlog number 1 in the bag. And yeah, till next week. See you guys soon.